Welcome back. This is the Stanley MaxGrip 9-inch needle nose pliers 84887, and this is a quick overview of these pliers. Let's start with the uninteresting thing. The handles have steels running all the way through. You can see here, magnet will go right to the end. The handles have a nice ergonomic shape to them, so they feel comfortable. And they also have tethering holes on both handles, which I actually really appreciate. Banana 4 scale, please subscribe. It has a wire cutter right there. That's good. It says for 12 and 14 solid strand wire. So let's test that real quick. So here is 14 gauge galvanized steel, and you can see that it works just fine. It flings them though. Now it does say for 12 and 14 gauge. Now right here, I have 18 gauge, and I tested that, and I actually found that it cuts it no problem. Let's talk about the jaws. Now these are really interesting needle nose plier jaws. You can see the teeth here. There's a little bit more of a density to the teeth here, and then they have less teeth in the back. The marketing says that these pliers have parallel jaw movement for improved holding force. And you can see here, these are parallel. And with the mechanism right here, you can see that you can get parallel right there, and you can get parallel to about that size. So that seems like you can get a decent amount of holding force for 1/8 of an inch thick material. You should be able to get parallel grip onto. I've tested that with various sizes here. Now here are two sizes, which when you put together here, and I'm clamping as hard as I can, you can see here, I can move the bottom, no problem, which means all the gripping is happening in the tips. So that is not parallel. If I grab two of these guys, which are just a little bit thicker, and I grab that, you can see here, I can't push that. So it actually is gripping parallel for this amount. And if I even just do two of these guys here, you can see that again, I can't push the bottom very well, so it is gripping parallel. So it does have some parallel jaw movement for improved holding force. Now you'd think that you can grab onto very thin material here, right, because of how it goes. So if I insert one of these smaller guys in there, you'd think that is parallel, right? But the second I squeeze on my hand, it opens up the bottom to put the force on the tip. So you can see here, it moves back and forth. These are 9 inches. These are 8-inch Huskies. You can see I've used these for a number of years. If I do the same thing here, you can see the way the tip opens up. It's not grabbing with the tip, it's grabbing with the end right there. If I want to grab with the tip, I have to go further back here, and I feel like I sometimes have better control with this than I would with this. But the nice thing is that you can almost always, for smaller stock, grab with just the tip. Now, if something's thicker, like this, you are grabbing with the inside like you would be with this. Part of the advertisement for this is that it says it has larger jaw capacity, right? And that is pretty large. I guess I could get it that large, but my hand is really far apart. And if I needed to grip something that large, I would never use these pliers. So it's not practical. With these 8-inch Huskies, this is as far apart as the handles will go, and clearly it's less. But if we move and adjust the handles to have the same opening, you can see the handles are roughly the same width apart, which means for what I would use these pliers for practically, the larger jaw capacity makes no difference. Because I'm never gonna like try to grab something like this. I have big hands, and this is weird to grab. But considering that these are 8-inch and they have almost the same opening as these guys when you adjust for handle size, I don't really know what they're trying to compare these to. Stanley also made a more common non-needle nose version that I think this self-adjusting plier design works better for. But I think the needle nose version isn't any better than just standard needle nose pliers of the same size. Now, overall, I think if you're interested in collecting pliers, I think it's fun to have these guys in your collection. But practically wise, I think that regular needle nose pliers of the same size or even smaller are a much more practical tool. Now, if you're interested in other weird but fun Stanley tools, check out this review I did here of the Stanley Hexamatic. Thanks for watching.